on a good one. I'm working on a good one. Working on a good one. A good one. Put the money on me. Smoking on a good one.
Hey guys, this is Ben, aka Soulmate, and welcome to a 95-degree Volume 2 of Keep 'Em Clean. I'm sure you can see I'm holding back the sweat, so just bear with me while I get through this. So the subject of today's video is not only a special one, but it's also a very important one. What we're talking about today is how to properly clean and treat the leather on your sneakers. Now, I just want to say right off the bat, no disrespect. I really mean no disrespect. But anything that you've been told or heard about how to do this, it's wrong. What I'm going to show you today is the ultimate and the only way that this should be done to clean and treat the leather on your sneakers to make them last a lifetime. Now, I have years of experience working in the auto detailing industry. This means that I've worked on brands such as Porsche, Ferrari, Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz. The list goes on and on and on. I have years of experience with cleaning and treating leather seats in cars that cost quarter of $1,000,000. So what I'm not going to do is teach you how to, clean and treat the leather on your sneakers. What I'm going to teach you to do is how to clean and treat your sneakers like they're the leather seats in a Ferrari. So that's what I say. I want to take my auto, detailing knowledge, my experience, and I'm going to share it with you guys and show you how to make sure that the leather on here is treated how it should be, like it's the seat in a Ferrari. So anyways, I got a two-step system that I got going on here. It is a company that makes this product. The name of the company is Leather Reek. So it's a two-step system. Like I said, this is step one, the other bottle's step two. This is the Leather Rejuvenator. I'll show you the label there. Okay. So like I said, that's the Rejuvenator. The other one's called Pristine Clean, Leather Reek. So what the Rejuvenator does, this is the thing that goes on first. So what this does is this is going to rehydrate the leather. And in addition to just rehydrating it, it's also going to reintroduce structural proteins and collagens into the leather to give it some strength, give it some stretching resistance, tear resistance, make leather do what leather's supposed to do. That's what this is for. This is a really nice product. Any dirt that's in the leather, it will bring up to the surface, of the leather, so that when you come in with the Pristine Clean at the end, you just wipe off all the dirt, all the contaminants, but you leave behind all the good stuff that leather needs, because after all, leather is skin, and skin, is a living thing, and it needs to be treated as such. This is the pinnacle product to do that. This is exactly what I put on the seats of a Ferrari when I'm working, and it works incredibly. Like I said, I put all my faith in this product. It's the only one that I'll use. I've tried others. This is the only one that I will use. And if it's good enough for a Ferrari, I think it's good enough for my old Royal 10s, and it's good enough for whatever you guys are using. So that's what this product does. It's going to make your leather strong again. It's going to make your leather soft and supple again. It's going to make sure it's hydrated. It's going to keep it from cracking. It's going to keep it from stretching. It's going to keep it from tearing, especially around the stitching, which is the most important area you want to focus on. That's where we see a lot of the leather start to kind of deteriorators around there. So this is going to make your leather on your shoes last a lifetime. It's going to give it a nice natural look. It's going to bring back that intoxicating leather smell that we all love so much. It's going to bring back that new shoe smell. This is how we keep these things lasting forever, because obviously that's what we want. So anyways, I'm going to go through. I'm going to show you guys all the materials that you're going to need. I'm going to show you all the processes. I'm going to walk you through, step by step, what you got to do to properly restore, clean, and rejuvenate the leather on your sneakers. So let's go ahead and get started. You guys are anxious, and so am I. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started then. Perfect weather for this, 95 and humid. That's the kind of weather we like. It makes this process go even nicer. So first thing you're going to want doing this, get yourself a pair of either latex or purple nitro gloves. I'm wearing purple nitro. It doesn't really make a difference. Second thing, you're going to need sneakers. I got my pair of old Royal 10s here. Obviously, if you don't have sneakers, well, really there's no point for you to be doing this. So third thing, you're going to need your Rejuvenator and your cleaner. This is my Leather Reek right here, Leather Rejuvenator. So this is going to go on first. Make sure you shake it up really good. Like I said, because a lot of those proteins and collagen, they'll settle down at the bottom. You want to make sure they get, get up towards the top so that you get them on there so you're not just putting water. Then also you want your pristine clean, also by Leatherique. This is going to be the second step. The next thing that I'm using a little spray bottle. I already put some rejuvenator in here. Basically the thing of this is going to spread the rejuvenator really nice. It's going to evenly spread it out, and it's going to make it a lot easier for massaging it into the shoe. So next thing after that, you're going to need Q-tips. You know, it doesn't really matter how many, just grab a handful, and cotton balls, also just grab a handful. You're also going to need a nice, either like a terry towel. I'm using a microfiber towel. This is really nice for buffing, wiping things off. It's got 2 different piles on it. This is a thicker pile. Inside's got a shorter pile. So I'm going to use this at the end when I do the pristine clean. If you want, you can use a microfiber applicator pad. I am not going to. I'm going to show you guys the way that you can do it without. You can use this. Basically, you just use this to massage the rejuvenator into the shoe. You really don't need it. You can just use your hands. That's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to show you guys just how to massage it into the shoe. And then also you're going to need a kind of like a garbage bag, just some kind of bag that you can put the shoes in. You're going to put them in and then, you know, tie it up nice and tight so that it traps everything in there, keeps it nice and humid so that the rejuvenator gets soaked up into the shoe. And then the last thing, I put a towel down just so my mom doesn't yell at me for screwing up her countertop or whatever. This stuff, it's not like really a stain or whatever. It doesn't stain, but it can just get, you know, spread around places, and, you know, it doesn't smell the most pleasant. It's just, you know, because it's protein and crap. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and throw our protein shake for our shoe on. So I think I'm going to do the left shoe because there's a little bit more creasing. So we're going to do the left shoe. I'm going to set the right off to the side. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm just going to take some of this, and you don't have to fill it all the way up to the top, just put a little bit in, and then you can add more as you need so that way you don't waste anything, because at the end you're going to need this for the cleaner. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by putting a little bit on. I just want to make a note, make sure you don't get any of this on any cloth. On any of this, you know, the mesh, whatever, keep it on the leather. If it gets on the sole, it's not going to hurt anything. But basically we're just going to start. You can already see a few, you know, first couple sprays here we got. You can kind of see it on there. So that's what the towel's here for, to kind of pick that up. You can also spray it in your hand if you want. Rub your hands together, and then you're just going to get in there. Again, remember, don't touch, you know, don't touch anything else besides the leather. Sole's not going to, you know, get hurt or whatever, not a big deal. This, I'm just going to use a little bit right here because this is a larger part of the shoe, but for the most part, I'm going to be using cotton balls. So I'm going to take a cotton ball, you know, spray it. You don't have to absolutely soak it. You know, 3-4 sprays, it's all good. If you don't have a spray bottle, that's fine. You can just dip it, you know, a little bit. But we're just going to wipe this all around on our leather. Whichever way you want to work, no big deal. Like I said, don't get worried about the coloration on here. It's not going to hurt anything. It'll all come off. And if I have to move the shoe, I'm sticking to the sole, because I don't want to touch any of the mesh. The Q-tips are going to be for when I go over the stitching on the shoe, so I can be very precise. Right now, this is just kind of to do the larger parts. We just want to, you know, you can put a little force behind it, a little elbow grease. It's not going to hurt anything. You definitely want to make sure it gets in there, otherwise there's no point in doing this. You can already see it's getting a little dirty as we're picking up some dirt that's on the shoe, and that's totally normal. So I'm going to try and stay away from the jump man here on the back. Whew, man, I'm already sweating. Patent leather, I don't think there's any reason to do patent leather because it already has kind of like a protective finish on it. You know, it's silky and so forth. I'm just going to stick to the tumbled leather on the shoe, smooth grain leather. If you have it on your shoe, that's what you're going to want to focus on. Okay, spray a little bit more on there. Get right back at it. Like I said before, we definitely want to focus on the areas that have stitching around them. Those are the highest stress areas of the shoe. When you're wearing it, that's stitching. So just keep working it in, you know, once the cotton ball gets either kind of dried out, or if it gets, dirty, swap it out, get a new one, spray a little bit more on. And don't be afraid to use, a little bit more than you think you should. This cotton ball isn't really spent yet. I'm just going to put another spritz on there. Go over it a couple times. It should pretty much take care of the major parts of the shoe. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my Q-tips. Rather than spraying it, because it's not going to do anything, I'm just going to dip it. And keep this towel here so you don't get anything anywhere. I'm just going to, not soak it. I'm going to, make it pretty damp, but it shouldn't be dripping. I'm just going to throw this, and I'm going to go up along the stitching here. Again, be careful not to get it on the mesh. If you have it on the shoe, it's not going to hurt anything, but it'll soak it up and you're not getting it back. The sole, on the other hand, will be nice because it'll naturally kind of repel it, so you can wipe it off pretty easy. So I'm just getting here on the stitching. And of course, depending on whatever shoe you're using, if there's other cloth material that you want to stay away from, suede and so forth, these are nice, the Q-tips, because they help kind of be a little bit more precise. And these joints as well between the pieces of leather that you can see right here, you want to get in there as well. There's another one up here, and then I believe 2 more on the other side as well. I'm going to do the stitching as well on the tumbled leather, where it meets the patent leather. So I'm going to re-wet my Q-tip. I'm going to use the other side this time, clean side. Man, I'm sweating. You see, as I spread it, the Q-tip dries out a little bit, so that's the leather taking up the rejuvenator, so that's how you know it's working. So that pretty much takes care of that part, the rejuvenator aspect. If you want, like I said, again, you can go back over it. You can spread a little bit more over the tumbled leather if you want. I'm probably going to do that once more after this, but I just wanted to show the general process for this. And then what you're going to do is, after you're done with this step, obviously I'm going to do the other shoe after this, but once I'm done with this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, I'm going to put them in the garbage bag, I'm going to tie it up real tight, and I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. So, tomorrow I'm going to come back, I'm going to take them out, hopefully we'll be able to see some of the dirt that kind of came up on it, and then we're going to go through and we're going to clean it out. When you do this on cars, usually you want to actually, if they're convertible, put the top up and you leave them out in the sun. You let it kind of bake in. You let the heat, do its work so it takes it up. So you definitely want this to be something that you don't want to keep it cold, and you definitely want to keep it humid. So that's what the garbage bag's for. So anyways, yeah, we'll do that and then be back tomorrow and finish it up. Here we Alright, 24 hours later, and we're ready to finish things up. So I let the shoe sit, obviously, in the bag after applying the rejuvenator to it. And one thing I want to note out is if the shoe is sticky, which in some places you find it is, like if you can hear the gloves, they're a little sticky. That's a good sign. That means that there was dirt in there that was lifted up and now it's on the surface of the sneaker. So everything that's going to be left behind on here after I clean it is going to be all good things for the leather. So now basically all we need to do is just remove the contaminants. So I guess I'll do the right shoe, move the left one out of the way. And I took my Pristine Clean, shook the bottle up obviously, filled up my spray bottle with it. I'm just going to take a cotton ball, do kind of the same exact thing I was doing before, just put a little bit on there. I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to scrub the leather now. Same exact pattern and so forth that we were doing with the rejuvenator oil. Nothing too fancy, and you can see already it's getting a little dirty. I don't know if you can see that. And that's good. That's how we know we're stripping out all the dirt and contaminants that are on the shoe. See, it's exactly what we want to see. We know that this is working. And once this is done, it is going to be really soft, really supple. I'm probably going to switch to another cotton ball here in a second. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do a first pass around the whole shoe just with the first cotton ball. And then I'm going to come back and just get a new one, go over the exact same areas again. These shoes really were not that dirty to start with, but I just figured, this is more so for maintenance and conditioning rather than cleaning for me, because I don't really wear these shoes heavily. I don't wear them in the dirt. I don't wear them in the grass or anything like that, so they shouldn't be too dirty. This is just normal wear and tear, basically. So for this step, you don't really need to go through with a Q-tip like we did when we applied the rejuvenator. If you want to, like some of the areas I can show that I'm probably going to go over with a Q-tip, where the patent leather overlaps onto the upper, there's kind of like a space right there where some of the oil could have gotten into, and I might not be able to reach it with a Q-tip, so I'll probably go back in through that. Kind of right there, I'll show that. But yeah, first cotton ball, dirty, as you can see. So I'm going to soak another one here. There are like 4 sprays. Should be plenty. And showing the difference. This is the clean one, obviously, just had the oil. This is the dirty one. And you can see that's dirty. So we're stripping out all that dirt, all those contaminants, all those things that we don't want on our leather. And it's going to leave it absolutely spotless. And just perfect. Like I said, you can go over a couple times. I usually do. Same areas, make sure you get everything. And when we're done with this, we'll do a final check and we're going to kind of run our hand over the shoe to see if we feel it, sticky anywhere. And again, remember to, not get this in any of the fabric anywhere on the suede, because it might soak it up and it's going to be tough to get out. So that's why I don't really soak the cotton ball that much, because I don't want it dripping. So it should be pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to do now is take my Q-tip here. I'm just going to dip it. Not going to soak it. Just get it wet. I'll come back, I'm going to go over that area I was talking about where the patent leather meets the upper. Because that might be a place that cotton ball isn't going to be able to get to. So not too much dirt there, so that's good. Okay, so I think that should be fine. Now, final step, once you're done, you go over it a couple times. Now we're going to grab our microfiber towel, or soft cloth towel, whatever you're using. And I'm just going to basically buff the shoe down. I'm just going to wipe it down. And this is just going to pick up anything left behind, any cleaner, any other, small bits of dirt that are in the cleaner. Just pick that up. Just buff it down. And don't be afraid to massage it a little bit. It's not going to hurt anything. Really buff it down and switch to a clean spot on the towel too. Every so often, so you're not wiping with a dirty spot. Man, that's looking good. That's looking real good. So what I'm going to take my gloves off now, because now that I have it all clean, I want to be able to feel the shoe. I want to see if it's sticky anywhere. Ooh. And no. We get a nice matte, kind of dry leather finish on it. And, of course, bring back that nice leather smell too. We get that. That's what we want. Oh. So if you find any spots that you find that are still maybe a little sticky, don't be afraid. Like I found a little bit kind of right here in some of the creasing. So I'm just going to grab my cotton ball again. This is, still has some cleaner on it. I'm just going to wipe in that area a little bit. Come back, buff it. That's better. So as you can see though, nothing happened with the paint on the leather. That's one of the big, concerns. Obviously, when you start cleaning the leather, you're worried about, the finish, the paint on it, the dyes. And it's just, this is such a great product. It doesn't strip any of that out. So, yeah, there's the final product. Like I said, obviously these shoes weren't too, dirty to start with. I just wanted to kind of go through, condition them, strengthen the leather, soften it up a bit. And this will help with like creasing and so forth, that it's not going to get any worse. It's going to keep the leather strong. It's going to keep it rigid. But yeah, you got to try it for yourself. You got to try it for yourself so you can really see, the results of it. Obviously I can show on camera, but the only way you're really going to see it is just by touching it. But take my word for it. Oh, so nice. So there you go. That's my process. That's my cleaning, my cleaning solution. I swear by it. And I promise you that there is one that is not better than that. Like I said, years and years of experience doing this on, $250,000 supercars. And this is what we're doing to our shoes. So, there you go. We'll finish up the other shoe now, and then come back after that. We'll wrap it up. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to do it for my leather rejuvenation and cleaning technique. Now, I know I said it during the video, I'm going to say it one more time. These shoes really weren't dirty to start with. They had a little bit of dirt on them. I do wear these the most, but the biggest reason why I wanted to do this video with these shoes particularly was because I wear them the most. This was more for maintenance and conditioning of the leather, but I swear you got to take my word for it. that the leather is really soft, it's really supple. Obviously, that leather smells there. It was there before, but it's even more present now. So we love that about doing these rejuvenations and cleanings and so forth, is it gets the leather kind of back to where it was at when you pulled them out of the box. But for leather that lasts a lifetime, you got to do this technique. You have to do this technique. I'm not saying that the other ones won't help, but if you want to do it the right way, do it this way. You've heard before, if you're going to do it anyway, make sure it's going to be, the right way. So this is the right way, how I demonstrated it. I swear by the product. The owners of the cars that I work on always say that they're really impressed with the fit and finish, the result of using the, Leather Reek products. And me as a detailer as well, I find, through my work and so forth, I've had the best luck with that product. So if it can work on a Ferrari or Porsche, I think it can work on our shoes too, right? Now, I do want to make one note in saying that you don't have to obviously have sneakers, to do this. I have, pulled behind me, pair of, leather dress shoes, that I wear too. I'll do it on these as well. As I wear them more and more, I want to keep them, keep them in nice shape and so forth. Now, the leather is going to crease. There's no way you can avoid that. But it's going to keep it from stretching, cracking, tearing, whatever. It's going to keep it strong. It's going to keep it fresh and, just help it stand the test of time. So, like I said, I swear by this. You guys got to try it. You got to see it to believe it. You got to trust me on it. But the results are there. And if I'm impressed, I promise you guys will be impressed too. So, anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for watching this. It seems like the best response I've gotten so far has been from kind of my cleaning videos. I want to do more with it, especially since I have experience in, auto detailing and so forth. I want to take my tips and tricks, apply them to my sneakers, and obviously, hopefully, you guys apply them to your sneakers too. So I'll definitely develop this segment a little bit more, being it seems like you guys like it a lot. So definitely going to do that. But I want to thank those of you that have already subscribed. It means the world to me, and it makes the channel worthwhile to keep working on. And for those of you who haven't, I hope that you like my videos enough to subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing a lot more. But as always, again, thank you guys so much, and I'll be back next time. Thanks for watching.